Thank you. Well, welcome everyone to our Sunday celebration service. I'm Reverend Valorie Gunsch. It's great to be back at the pulpit with you. I'm 1 month away from having had my surgery, and my recovery has been coming along very well. So I appreciate all your prayers and support of my time in the recovery process. So I want to welcome those of you who are here for the first, second, third, or umpteenth time to Unity. And I'm glad that the rain didn't keep you away. Rain is good. We need rain, right, to keep our things growing. So I'd like to start out today with some words from our co-founder, first Myrtle Fillmore, and she had a statement of faith, which I wanted to share with you in how to let God help you. It's, I do not believe in evil, I believe in good. I do not believe in sin, I believe in truth. I do not believe in want, I believe in abundance. I do not believe in death, I believe in life. I do not believe in ignorance, I believe in intelligence. There are no discords in my being. Being is peace. My faith, understanding, and love are becoming one. And then she quotes scripture and said, what therefore God has joined asunder, let not humankind join together. Let me say that again. What therefore God hath joined together, let not humankind put asunder. And as we begin our service today, I would like to start with a great invocation of Charles Fillmore, who says, I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I acknowledge this presence, this power. Blessed Spirit, this divine wisdom now erases, cancels mortal limitations. And from your pure substance of love, bring into manifestation my world according to your perfect law. And so it is. So we bring forth with our word and with our consciousness, starting within ourselves, a world of peace, a world of calm, a world of harmony. So we use our spiritual tools to bring us back to center when things occur that are unwanted in our lives, and we bring ourselves back to center into this spirit, this eternal spirit of the Holy One. And so it is. Amen. Now our service leader today, let's say our truth statement together first. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence. And our service leader today is Kara Boston, one of our board members, and teachers in our youth and family department.
Good morning. Let's say the vision together. We are transformed lives, transforming the world. And next up is the daily word. Visualizing freedom. I may think of a bird soaring above the earth, a child running across a park flying a kite, or a waterfall cascading into a river that will continue its journey as far as I can see. Beyond those exhilarating images, another, more personal example evokes a feeling of freedom, my connection with God. God is limitless and unbounded. When I align myself with the Spirit of God within me, I feel likewise limitless. This is where my freedom lies. No matter the state of my life or the conditions of the world, I remain free in God. I face each day with hope and positive expectation, just as the bird that soars, the kite that glides, the waterfall that roars. I move freely through life because of my oneness with God. Now, the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. 2 Corinthians verses 3:17. Together we can say this affirmation 3 times. I am free through my awareness of God. I am free through my awareness of God. I am free through my awareness of God.
Good morning. Let's all stand and sing this together. I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once, now standing hand in hand, and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. That's the song I hear. Let the world sing today. A song of peace that echoes on and never goes away. Put your hand in my hand, let's begin today. Put your hand in my hand, help me find a way. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once, all standing hand in hand, and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land.
Alrighty, I think I need to move this. Okay, so we have lots of opportunities to keep transforming outside of Sunday services. And the first one is the Fall Equinox Chant Night with Dan O'Neill and Valorie K. You can join us for another beautiful chant night. When we chant, we lift the vibration of the community and raise our energy into peace and wellness. So join us September 25th at 7 p.m. right here at Unity of Richmond. And next up, we're going to hear about our fall festival from Lori Walker.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, see this wonderful fall festival flyer? Yeah. So I'm going to ask everyone a favor. Out on the counter, right under the plant, there is a stack of these beautiful flyers. And I want everyone to take at least 3 or 5 of these flyers and I want you to put them up. I want to plaster this town everywhere with these flyers. I walked an entire mall yesterday and was putting them up everywhere. And I have found that most places are really, really willing to display them. And I found some places that I wouldn't necessarily have thought of to place them. I put them at Tropical Smoothie. They're at Sweet Frog. I did it at Fresh Market. I put it at a nail salon, the Village Dance Studio. I put it at a Pilates studio. They're at a pet store. So what I want you to do is wherever you go, stick them in your wallet, stick them, have them with you. Hey, would you say, my church is having this wonderful fall festival in a couple of weeks. Would you be willing to display our flyer? Not one person said no. So, and I promise that if y'all put all of these up, whoever puts up the most, or we get 1,000 people from it, I will personally give hugs. Yeah, okay. It's not much money, but it's a decent prize. So I just wanted everybody to be aware that the flyers are here, because I promised it last week and I didn't get them out. They are out there now. And also, I have a sign-up sheet right here for, we need volunteers for setup and takedown and pretty much every other thing that might happen with this particular festival. So please, I'm going to pass this out. Please sign up. Come on, I'm already on the list. I'll give you hugs for that too if you want it. So I'll pass it out now. Oh, thank you. And, oh, look at this, teamwork. We are even providing a pen, so I'm going to pass it out now.
Loving that energy. All right, just a quick call out. This activity is a little bit further out. However, we have had a change where it's moved from Saturday to Friday, October 17th. So if you already had it on your calendar, please just make that switch real quick. But if you don't yet have it on your calendar, please register and come join the fun time. All right, next up is the Unity World Day of Prayer. Again, this is a it's in-person and online event, but you can learn more about it and sign up online. But the opening ceremony will be held on Wednesday, September 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And it's World Day of Prayer events. Again, we will provide more of any in-person activities, but definitely online.
Say a clarification, the in-person is at Unity Village.
Okay, so you can take a trip.
So you can virtually attend by signing up, yeah.
Yes, so it's good to learn the fine print. All right, look at this colorful slide, beautiful, beautiful. So Amy Steinberg is joining us on October 5th. She will be doing the music and the message, and she will be here for the 11 a.m. service and providing a 1 p.m. concert following. There is a suggested love offering, but we won't turn anybody away, but it is a suggested love offering. You can sign up at unityrva.org if you want to come join us. So we save your spot. The Audacity, I just love saying that. But anyway, today we will talk about that. Reverend Val will talk about that. But you can talk about it when you come to class on Wednesday, 9/10, so September 10th, 6:30 p.m. in person. So you have to come on down. It is a 4-week series. We do have a sign-up sheet that will be either passed around or in the gathering space so that we can, again, hold your spot. But you'll learn a lot more throughout today's service about the Audacity. And I think that is it for our announcements today. And so we will turn next to the gratitude spotlight where Lynn Johnston is going to share with us.
Morning, everybody. Woo, I'm grateful for this scene. This is so precious to me for all the years that I've been here, and just to see so many new faces among the people I've known for so many years who've shared this journey at Unity of Richmond. This is, this month, my 50th year here. That's quite a life commitment, really. Yes, and it's been wonderful. Since this is spotlighting the attribute of gratitude, this is one of the teachings that have come out of Unity that is so important to maintain our daily lives through so many challenges and events that come at us from so many directions every single day. To remember to be thankful, to show our appreciation, return kindness, keep that attitude of gratitude, which is a phrase we taught the kids when they were little, to cultivate this spirit of positivity. And that's the challenge, this, especially now. It seems like it has been all along, but it seems to be increasing. We're trying to keep a mindset to appreciate all the gifts that were here, the opportunities that life has to present to us absolutely every day. So we need to take the time to look inward and accept this truth and be grateful. Gratitude activates the flow of the blessings in our lives. Fear and doubt have the opposite effect, and we need to fight off the negative thoughts and replace with positive perspective. And we do this by the support of our community, by the classes we take, by the people that we choose to have surrounding us, and where we place ourselves. And we learn to see and recognize daily the miracles that show up in our lives every single day. We need to take notice of the small things in life, like what's going on with the functioning of our body and our close by surroundings, as well as the bigger story, and be mindful of this goodness that is in our lives, and bring just such joy every day in the appreciation of our lives. We can bring, especially as the last task of the day after we've brushed our teeth and gotten ready to climb in bed, just to recall something that's enriched our day. We used to sing a song, count your blessings, name them one by one, count your blessings, see what God has done. It's a nice way to end the day. So just take a deep breath and let the light of gratitude shine in our lives. Psalm 107 says, "Give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever." So just sharing my journey a little bit that I've shared with all of you and so many people who are not present in the room at the moment. How gratitude has shaped the momentum of my life. I am very grateful for over 60 years of my partner. Constant love and support and great companionship. And together, Tom and I have brought forth 2 sons and a daughter, and on into the next generation of 7 very energetic grandchildren. Today's Grandparents' Day. We haven't heard from anybody. That's actually the role that I'm most grateful for. I have to bring in my ancestral roots, which are the foundation for where we stand today. I have had 2 sets of grandparents who were wonderful influences in my life. One set were Philadelphia Episcopalian and Catholic. We lived with them while my dad was taking his advanced studies after World War II. And this was a life with stained glass, wonderful choirs and music and ritual and Bible schools, and it was gorgeous. but it wasn't something I wanted to keep forever. It was an experience. And then we moved to the Midwest, where my father took a professorship in a small Midwest town in southern Indiana, near his parents, who lived in Louisville. And his parents' father was Bible Baptist. But his mother, my grandmother Mabel, was Christian Science and Science of Mind, and used to take my father, when they moved to New York with the railroad, to Eric Butterworth lectures. And I found her writings after she had passed, and they are full of unity teachings. They're just beautiful. And this is how my father was raised. And he called himself a Quaker until he found unity. He wound up being on the Fairfax Unity Board and went to Unity Village like 3 times for big retreats. Did a stunning review of the Lord's Prayer with Unity Metaphysics as a workshop, and I found that recently. Tom's family was very much part of my life. We were like 16 years old when we first met, and we went to youth group, and they had mission work and choirs and more Bible studies. And his family just instilled a new set of family values, very rich, and so our families were melded long before we actually got married. Then we moved to Richmond after Tom graduated from law school and I graduated from ophthalmology at Georgetown. We merged, graduated one week, and I had been making all the bridesmaids' dresses and hair dresses, and I was still cutting my own veil on the way out the door, you know. It was the hottest day of summer with no AC. We got married in St. George's Episcopal Church in Arlington. And then no honeymoon, went straight to work on Monday morning, both of us. But after Charlottesville, we moved to Richmond. It was just random. It was the central Virginia, and we could just hit the 95 north button to go see the family in Northern Virginia. It was pretty random how we chose to be here, but of course it was divine order. And we wound up with 2 toddlers, 2 little boys, and we really didn't do much church except we started exploring, and we went to the Episcopal, we tried Methodist, and nothing hit. And I teamed up with the seminary students who, we all played recorders. So we had a recorder group, and we played for the offertory and the processional and recessionals at the Methodist Church, Gitter Park Methodist. And then when the boys came, I would drop them off in the Sunday school and sneak across to the Unity. It was right across the street. And more I was getting tugged, but I wanted the boys to have the Sunday school experience. And then second little boy came, and he wound up in NICU, and he was really on the fine line, and I wound up led to talk to the Unity minister, and he was so supportive and so helpful. Getting through, we didn't know whether to pray whether he lives or dies, or you know, whether the child's going to stay with us. But the miracle of miracle, he just taught us how to pray, and that stayed with me so deeply. And now he's like 6'3", and he's very high as a military lawyer at the Pentagon. But that miracle made it real for me that prayer really works, and I understood that this message was the one that our family needed to hear more than the across the street. So we moved everybody over. I brought the Sunday school materials because we didn't have any at Unity. And then finally got some from Unity Village. And this was way back with Charlene Linnell. Saw her through her passing, with her the night she died. and then moved to Chad O'Shea, Brian Enigenberg, Pat Staples, Mary Rowe, Richard Bunch. I've been on 6 boards. So that's like 12, 15 years of board service. We formed the Women and Men of Unity. We began the outreach, the compassionate care group. The philosophy changed as the ministers changed, and of course, coming out of Unity Village, the focus had been very much on personal spiritual growth, and then it began to go more and more outreach. I was very involved with the Interfaith Council, so that we brought that to Unity, and some of the New Thought groups, Theosophy and Ions, also were welcomed into the Unity. We began to have yoga classes, more meditation groups. The youth, our kids grew up in Unity. I remember the toddlers just humming, "You are walking in the light, in the light, in the light." So, and they still do. Yeah, I am right now. And so we did the, out of Unity was the law of mind action applied. And then to the classes, so many classes that have been so inspirational, the workshops and retreats. And I'm just so grateful for the gifts that Unity experienced with walking and talking example, using the powers of the powers into thought and action, teaching us to learn to vibrate in a love, unity, and universal awakened consciousness. As Thessalonians says, give thanks in everything.
That was so beautiful, Lynn. Thank you. Good morning, beloveds. I'm going to start right when y'all start in a second. Okay. Here I come. Listen, can you hear the sound of hearts beating all the world around? Down in the valley, out on the plain, everywhere around the world, heartbeats sound the same. Black or white, red or tan, it's the heart of the family of man. Whoa, beating away, whoa, beating away, whoa, we're beating away. Listen, can you hear the sound of laughter all the world around? High in the mountains, down by the sea, everywhere around the world, laughter sounds the same to me. Black or white, red or tan, it's the heart of the family of man. Whoa, laughing away, whoa, laughing away, whoa, we're laughing away. Whoa, listen, oh listen, ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la. Listen, can you hear the sound of singing all the world around? Walking through a jungle or on a busy city street, everywhere around the world, singing always sounds so sweet. Black or white, red or tan, It's the heart of the family of man. Whoa, singing away. Whoa, singing away. Whoa, we're singing away. Whoa, beating away. Whoa, laughing away. Whoa, we're singing away. Listen, can you hear the sound of hearts beating all the world around? Thank you.
Thank you. Can we adjust the air temperature in here? Because it's a little too cool. Not that we need to turn on the heat yet, but as we move into fall. All right. Well, good morning. I am here today to share with you the audacity, as Kara was saying. It kind of sounds fun to say the audacity of that person, right? The audacity, spiritual power within all circumstances. And it is because we are embarking on this 4-week class that starts this Wednesday. And this class will have some lectures and meditations with Linda Martellowitz herself. We will have some discussion and some activities developing our divine attributes, our spiritual powers, which Unity calls the 12 powers. And so a lot of it is based on her book, Divine Audacity, which is about the audacity to live as the light of the world, to express, be the light in all circumstances. Because we live in times that are extraordinarily challenging, don't we? There are global challenges, government challenges here in our country, in our communities, in our personal lives. And these challenges can be unwanted. And they knock us off of our center when we identify with only our humanity. And the audacity is to love and identify with our divine identity. So this week and the next time I speak, because I won't be here for the next couple of Sundays, we're having a week vacation, but we'll resume the class after I get back, so that we'll skip a week after the 10th. But I'm going to speak more about these spiritual powers, how we develop them and practice them. And again, a lot of the resource is from this book, which you can get on Kindle. You can order it from Amazon or other bookstores if you want to use it as a reference and read the whole book, which is very valuable. But it's one of those things that, intellect alone is not going to get you there. It's the actual practice. It's that spiritual practice and that going within and using those practices, developing these spiritual tools, which is what our classes do. Not, more than just coming together here on a Sunday and having a feel good or an instructional message. We want to go deeper. We want to transform our lives and transform the world. So we do that together when we come and go do classes together, when we do service together, and the things that we do here in this community. Linda Martellowitz is the recently retired director of Unity's Prayer Ministry. And I had the blessing of being able to visit her church some years ago when I used to go to San Antonio, Texas for an annual retreat. And Linda was an attendee at those retreats, and so I met her. And then one of the other times I went back, I said, "Hey, I'm coming to your community, could I share my music with you?" So anyway, she invited me when she was launching this book to have a dialogue on the divine power of love and share my music. So it's wonderful to have that connection with her, that personal connection. So let's start with a story. This story is about a woman who was a unity person. She had already embraced the idea of using spiritual principles in her everyday life. She was all about living intentionally, using affirmations and denials or releases, as we call them, using visualization and activating her 12 powers. One day she was running late to an appointment in the busy part of town, and as she circled around the block for the third time, she took a deep breath and said, "Okay, I remember who I am. I'm centered in faith, divine order, and imagination. I see my perfect parking place waiting for me." Just then a car pulled out in front of her, left its spot. "Ha, that's the perfect spot." And then when she pulled right up to it, it said, "Compact cars only." And she was driving a big old SUV. After she said, "Spiritual principle works every time." So then she said for a moment, she had a little bit of frustration bubble up, but then she remembered that it's not the outcome, it's not the dictating of things that is the blessing. It's setting the intention and being open to the infinite possibilities. That is in our consciousness. It's all about consciousness. So she took a breath, she tapped into her power of strength, and affirmed, there is always enough, there is always a way. Well then, sure enough, as she pulled away, another car 2 spaces ahead left. And this time it was a full-sized parking space for her to park in. Then she pulled in and laughed to herself. Well, apparently Spirit wanted me to practice faith and wisdom before I practiced parking. Later, as she shared with her friends at Unity, and everyone agreed, she realized that the true spiritual power isn't about manipulating outcomes or parking spaces, or it's about staying in peace and trust and faith when things don't go our way, these unwanted circumstances that arise. Now, this is a great story that illustrates that in all circumstances we must stay present. It's like the scripture that Lynn quoted, in all circumstances have gratitude. In all circumstances, look for the good to emerge. So staying in peace and trust. So divine audacity and the work of divine audacity is how we can stay present and turn our focus from these outer circumstances and identify with spirit, with divine identity, with the spiritual I am and our connection and expression of it. So Linda Martella-Woods in the book defines audacity as the bold spiritual living under the radical premise that I am divine. Now, this is radical for a lot of the world, especially a lot of the religious world, because some would say that's sacrilege, right? But the bold spiritual principle that I am divine. We're not just human. Remember the old saying, I don't know, it was in the 70s, God doesn't make any junk. No, there was a poster that circulated around or whatever. I remember remembering that as I was, so yes, we are humans having we are divine beings having a human experience, right, in the human condition. But always, we want to remember we are divine beings. So you may have, and we always want to remember that, because we do have unwanted, undesirable circumstances, whether it be a health challenge, a financial challenge, a relational challenge, whatever it may be. Now, you may have heard of the phenomenon called failure to thrive. Failure to thrive has been applied to babies who are born that don't receive any nurturing from the mother or their caregivers. And it also applies to the elderly. Because without any human interaction and care, or knowing that that they are loved and cared for, then the people in the nursing homes and these places of residence tend to give up and die. So the failure to thrive, even though that's a physical, like a third dimensional failure to thrive, it's a universal spiritual problem. Okay, so Witsit defines failure to thrive as a patterned helplessness, as a primal insecurity, as having thoughts that you are not enough and that you're only human, It's the cause, it's the separation consciousness or duality consciousness. And it is the cause of humanity's inhumanity to man, or humanity, and the planet. Because people who are in that separation consciousness all the time are hurt people, and hurt people then carry that out. They repeat that pattern, and they hurt people. Healed people heal people. So we want to work on ourselves and heal with, of course, spirit that does the healing. It's not ego that does it. So through this divine attribute, one of the 12 spiritual powers is called spiritual understanding. In spiritual understanding, we can see ourselves as the aspect of this one presence and one power that we affirm every Sunday, active in the universe. We can identify with that and know and affirm that is our own true identity. It's not in the physical, it's in the spiritual. And sometimes we hold ourselves back because of this conditioning, this patterned helplessness. And sometimes, when we're around other people who are in that place, we are afraid to shine our light because there's some part of the ego that doesn't want to lose connection with others. But anyway, so the thought is, who am I to thrive while so many people are suffering and miserable? I think there's a little bit of that can go on. So do you dare to thrive? Do you dare? Do you have the audacity to thrive? How do we turn around this culture of this failure to thrive? Well, the solution is spiritual. This problem of failure to thrive is, the solution is to build this consciousness of thriving, to build this spiritual foundation of inherent worth. And that's what we are about in Unity. We share that news in our 5 principles, that God is everywhere present, one presence, one power, and also that one presence and one power is active within each of us. And when we remember that, that's how we transform our lives. And that's how when we transform our lives, that's how we transform the world. So, again, bold spiritual living under that premise that I am divine. With spiritual understanding, we look beyond the physical appearances to that divine identity, which is the spiritual counterpart to our patterned human self. We live out patterns in our human self. So spiritual understanding is knowing that you are to be the light, which is our 5th principle. You are to be the light, express the light, shine the light, and look beyond duality into that oneness. Now, I'd like to share a bit of my own personal story, since I had this physical challenge in the last year, actually, because it all started a year ago during the week of my birthday when we were visiting friends and we were walking on a not too rigorous of a hike, or a walk, but my hips started to hurt. And that was the beginning of becoming aware of a physical issue. And this was my unwanted circumstance. There was a pain there that I have been dealing with, as you know, seeing me limp around for a year. So I have to admit that this process, though, hasn't been an easy process, and there have been times of discouragement within my own consciousness. But I wanted to share with you how I used my spiritual strength, how I used my faith to make it through this condition and this circumstance and to thrive, which is an ongoing process. So I had surgery a month ago, and the first thing I want to say is my first focus was on gratitude. Gratitude to all of you holding me in prayer consciousness. Gratitude to wonderful people in service like Barbara taking me to my physical therapy appointments, doctor's appointments, people bringing us meals that first week that I was recovering and so forth, and just all the volunteers that have been carrying on with beautifying this, this sanctuary and the hallway and the basement and the gardens, all of that. So I could focus on that gratitude and just be so feel that gratitude and be grateful. And it helps shift me away from the attention of the physical pain I was having and experiencing that vast love from others and also within myself. I also talked to my body. So talked to my hip before the surgery, thanking it for all that it was doing, working hard and speaking lovingly and saying, I'm hearing your cry for help, and we're going to do something about this, and just being grateful that there is a process that can help us live a quality of life that we don't have to continue in pain for the rest of our days. There's this wonderful, technology. I spent a fair amount of time with two of our 12 powers, which I call life is one of them, divine life I'm going to focus on today, and also the release part. I had to release, let go of what was unnecessary and unessential to my healing process. I had to release any resistance I might have had to using the medical route for that process. Release fear. Yeah. And I also then, as I sat in the chair each day, we have these unity prayer flags that are just hanging across our window. And as I was looking at that window each day, I would read those prayers, those statements that were across the window, and focus on that, like healing is taking place within me now. My mind, body, and spirit are in harmony, and things like that. It was a very powerful and helpful process for me. So let me just share with you what life, the power of life is. The power of life is that of animation, vitality, and aliveness, expressing divine energy as renewal and wholeness. Releasing is also called elimination, renunciation. The most recent is negation. The power to let go, to cleanse and forgive, and make space for the new. And these are definitions outlined in this book, and we'll go further in the study in the classes. But this is what divine life is. The power of divine life is divine in origin. It is eternal. It is indestructible, and it is up to us to give it direction and intention and attention. It's not the body itself. The body is the result of divine life flowing from the invisible form to the visible form. Life is the principle and the spiritual ability that has no finite existence. It is eternal. It is the expression of animation, vitality, and presence. This is from the book Divine Audacity. Now here are the words of Charles Fillmore on this. The first step in the realization of life is always to know that God is life, abundance, omnipresent, eternal. And this second step then is to make positive connection with God life by declaring your oneness with it. So within a physical challenge or a mental health challenge or a financial challenge, you can still bring this renewal energy and affirm your wholeness no matter what the body is doing, no matter what thoughts your mind is thinking, because you are not the mind, you are not the body, you are spirit. So let me share with you these as a contemplation, because they're powerful, what the prayer flag Saul stated. So let's kind of take this in meditatively for a moment. My body is a temple of divine life and light. I tried to affirm this too when I was doing physical therapy. At the same time, I was like pedaling on the thing, you know, just stay focused on good thoughts, not pain. My body is a temple of divine life and light. Healing energy flows in and through me. I am an expression of pure life. My life is a journey with God. I am whole, perfect, and complete. Renewal is taking place within me now. My mind, body, and spirit are in harmony. And I am one with the universe. So as I was doing my physical therapy, or as I was feeling little twinges of pain, I would say renewal is taking place within me now. Even with this pain, renewal is taking place within me now. And then I would also do Joe Dispenza's morning meditations. He has morning and evening meditations that are great quantum meditations for setting the tone for your day and also setting the tone for your sleep. They're very powerful. So I invite you to activate your audacity to boldly live under this radical premise that you are divine, that you are the expression of love and light and peace on this earth. Now remember, Jesus said in Matthew 5:14-16, on part of the Sermon on the Mount, "You are the light of the world. A town on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your consciousness is the light that gives light to everyone in the house. And everyone in the house are the people that you are in your sphere of influence, your circle. And the Father is Spirit, is God, is divine mind. So when we activate our light and our consciousness, then in our presence, others can be reminded of their own light and their own divinity. Now, our energy then can heal and harmonize others around us. And then we are actively expressing that goodness and that expression of the divine. And then we are demonstrating that fifth principle of living the truth that we know. So I want to ask you then, do you have the audacity to thrive no matter what? Do you have the audacity to say to your fear and your insecurity, this is not the truth about you? The truth about you is that you are love, you are light, you are divine. And do you have the audacity to do a personal inventory and let go and forgive and whatever stands in the way or eclipses that light that you are? Sometimes we have to do some work on that, don't we? We have to address whatever is eclipsing that light in our habits, in our thoughts, in our deeds. So I invite you, join us as we go deeper in this class, September 10th. 24th, October 1st, and 8th, to discover and express your divine attributes and apply them in your life. And some of the lessons are not just the audacity to thrive, which is the first one, but the next one is the audacity to forgive. Yeah. So anyway, it's good work. We're gonna have a deep transformation in this class. I just know it. So please do join us. So how do we thrive? How do you thrive in your divine identity? Are you being put to the test right now? Yeah? Are you? I guess so. Yeah, I know I am. It's easy. Again, those unwanted circumstances of the world. So we want to come back to center and come to that thriving within our divine identity and know and cultivate abundance in all of its forms, regardless of what's going on out there. And we can do it together. We can support each other along the way. Now, Witsit goes into the ABCs of thriving in this first lesson. So let's look at the ABCs of thriving. I know I would like to thrive better, and continue in my growth. So in order to do that, we want to be in the light as the light and express the light. Be love as love, expressing love. So the first of the ABCs is, okay, come back to that first principle. There's only one presence and one power active in the universe and in our lives. If that is true, then how can we be outside of it? How can we be separate from it? Only in thought, only in our consciousness. So we want to work on becoming aware of that oneness, that unity, and affirm, I cannot be outside all there is. That's a negation, by the way, or a release. I cannot be outside all there is. I cannot be outside of spirit. I cannot be separate from God. For God is the activity expressing in and through my life as love, as wisdom, as power, as all of these different faith, all of these 12 spiritual powers, which you'll get a handout in the class with the 12 powers, and we will review those. So the first of the A's is there's three different things. One is acknowledge, A for acknowledge the light, admit the light, and allow the light. So to acknowledge the presence, acknowledge that. Admit that you are an expression of that presence and that light. And then allow your light to come through. Allow it. Acknowledge, admit, allow. Source. Admit you are divine. Admit you are the light of the world. Allow your light to shine as direct it as our fifth principle, living the truth we know. Now, Charles Fillmore also, in his Talks on Truth, which is a compilation of talks that he gave on Sundays, it's your mission to express all you can imagine God to be. Now, there is more to this quote. You'll get that in the class. But it's your mission to express all you can imagine God to be. So how are you imagining God to be in your life? Or what are you imagining God to be in your life? The B of thriving is to be that light, to shine it, to express it. Shine that light of vitality, animation into life. Breathe harmony into your body. Breathe harmony into your mind to quell the fears and the insecurities. Bring harmony into your health, your finances, any relational conflicts. And allow your dominant thought to be that of a higher vibrational thought. What's the highest vibrational thought I can have about this situation? I am an expression of divine perfect life. And another way to say it again is, I give this fear, this insecurity, this worry no power. I claim the power of Spirit working in and through all things. I claim that all things are working together for good. I claim that there is good flowing, no matter what is happening externally. And the C is to claim the light. To claim the light as your own. I am light. I am the love. I am the power. I am the faith. Jesus also said, when you see me, you see the Father. And when you see the Father, now, just this is the end of that quote, but when you see the Father, then you are the Father. The Father being source. And that source or that oneness. So to conclude, I just want to say, the key is to develop and use these divine attributes that allow us to thrive and remember these important truths. This one, it is your mission to express all that you can imagine God to be. The first step in the realization of life is always to know that God is life, abundance, omnipresent, eternal. And the second step is to make positive connection with God life by declaring your oneness with it. So as we close together with divine audacity, or with audacity, let us say these statements together. And this is right from Linda Martella-Whitsett, but these are powerful affirmations. So I'll state it, and then you can say it with me. I am able to boldly express the highest principles. Together, I am able to boldly express the highest principles in the middle of everyday situations. In the middle of everyday situations. I am courageously responsive. I am courageously responsive. I am fearlessly self-reflective and self-corrective. I am fearlessly self-reflective and self-corrective. And the last, I am audaciously expressing divine nature. I am audaciously expressing divine nature, and so it is. All right, let us prepare take this into meditation. This one is the meditation for divine life. We'll just go ahead and do that from Linda's outline here. She has a meditation for this principle of divine life. And so as we relax and breathe in, and with each breath, relaxing deeper, releasing stress in the body, letting any thoughts or worries just bubble away, float away like bubbles. So we breathe consciously in our aliveness. I revel in aliveness. I move my life-filled body, swaying, dancing, stretching, as a prayer of appreciation. I tune my awareness in the area of the first chakra at the base of the spine. That's the place where that first chakra, where life is represented. And allow that vitalizing, rich, red light radiate. Visualize it, sense it, feel it in the area of your pelvis. Blessing all of your vital organs with life. And let these words be your words. I extend life from this nucleus outward, blanketing the entire body with life nourishment. Established in life, I appreciate the universal source of life. That which gives life to me is creativity. Therefore, I give life to everything I am creating. That which gives life to me is abundance. Therefore, I steady myself in abundance consciousness. And knowing all things are possible, I live richly. That which gives life to me is compassion. Therefore, I embody kindness in every thought, word, and action toward others and myself. That which gives life to me is joy. Therefore, I live in the delight of every moment. This body does not give life to me. The source of all life that I am, I give life to my body. I am my true divine nature. Is movement and form and function and consciousness. I am divine life ever renewing. I am divine life ever expressing. I give life to divine ideas. And all that I give life to lives. And so, I allow, I acknowledge, I appreciate this source of all life that is the I am that I am. That is the face of God in each and every one of us. And so it is. And so are we going to sing the face of God as our meditation, coming out of meditation? All right. Kara, do you want to come up?
We're coming up. And we will bless the gifts that are about to fill up these baskets. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I am grateful.
Doctors have come from distant cities just to see me stand over my bed, disbelieving what they're seeing. They say I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. And as far as they see, they cannot find no explanation. Newspapers ask intimate questions, want confessions. Reach into my head to steal the glory of my story. They say I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. And as far as they see, they can offer me no explanation. Ooh, I believe fate smiled and destiny laughed as she came to my cradle. No, this child will be able. Laughed as my body she lifted. No, this child will be gifted with love, with patience, and with faith. She'll make her way. She'll make her way. People see me, I'm a challenge to your balance. I'm over your head, how I confound you and astound you to know I must be one of the wonders, God's own creation. And as far as they see, they can offer me no explanation. Ooh, I believe fate smiled and destiny laughed as she came to my cradle. No, this child will be able. Laughed as she came to my mother. No, this child will not suffer. Laughed as my body she lifted. No, this child will be gifted with love, with patience, and with faith. She'll make her way. She'll make her way. She'll make her way. Ooh, she'll make her way. She'll make her way. Ooh. Thank you, loves. Thank you.
Woohoo, alrighty. So let's go ahead and thank the gifts that we have received. So together, we give thanks for the gifts that will support our mission of creating a spiritually awakened world. Yes, there's one. Yeah.
A day with Maggie wouldn't be complete without Bubbles, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yay! So happy to have Maggie joining us, and thank you, Amber, for taking care of the nursery. So next up, we will do thank you. So thank you for our amazing musicians and for Katrina, also a musician, for our AV folks who we couldn't talk to you out there and sound as good in here without you guys. Thank you, Reverend Val, for your amazing message. Thank you, yes, for letting me be here again. Thank you to our teachers and for those that keep the place running throughout the week. We could not do this without you. And so we do have prayer chaplains that are here to pray with you after the service individually. And so you can speak to them. We have Mayor and Stephen today. So thank you for joining us. And we do have an area in the back, yes, that Ronnie and folks cleared out our extra chairs, and so you can have that space and privacy as there as well. Alrighty, so let's do the prayer of protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
There be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.